Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news as, look, genuinely, Arsenal-Manchester United, head-to-head for Lisandro Martinez. There will be a winner, there will be a loser. United have outbid Arsenal, apparently 40 million. Arsenal have already put a couple of bids in. Really interested to see which way this one's going to go now. Lots of other things to talk about as well. Want to talk a bit about Anthony, quite an interesting development with him. Also, where are we at with Malacia and De Jong? Really interesting topic as well about really how would you rate this transfer window if we buy the players we think we're going to buy? Because I've marked it at 7.5 and we're only in the end of June. So I want to talk about that as well. But as you can see, first of all, I just want to say we are sponsored by Boohoo Man. We were meant to be sponsored by Boohoo Man last night, but I ended up in a car being scared by a cat. You had to watch it to believe it. So we are sponsored by Boohoo Man. You can scan the QR code off the left-hand side, or you can do it through the link in the description as always. But you know what Boohoo Man's all about. It's about looking good and feeling great. And as the weather gets nicer, what better time to get yourself some Boohoo Man Active Clubber, shorts, t-shirts, hooded tops, tracksuit tops like this, and look fantastic. But of course, we love Boohoo Man sponsorships because they always deliver something for you. And today, this show is about Manchester United trivia again. And we are seeing if you guys can guess which United player Boohoo Man are actively talking about from the below clues. You see, Boohoo Man actively talking about. I got this off the first clue. So here we go. A little bit of trivia, a little bit of get your brain working. That's what we're thinking about. So here we go. I was born in Newcastle upon Tyne. I joined Manchester United on July 31st, 2006. I made my debut on the 24th of August 2006 in an away game, Charlton, where we won 3-0. I've won 5 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 1 Champions League. I ended my career in 2018 having played 524 games and scoring 27 goals. I have an unbeaten record as the manager of Manchester United. I'm looking at the chat. I'm stunned if we don't get it. Zach's a member. Welcome, Zach. I preferred the fake Taxi Bridge studio from yesterday, says Michael's T. It's Garricky. It's Garricky. I knew it was Garricky as soon as it said Newcastle upon Tyne. It's Garricky, my old mate. It's Carricky, of course. It's Michael Carrick, who is trivia today from Boohoo Man. So thank you very much to them for that. Another quick question for you is, have Boohoo Man actively given us a discount code for the United Stand viewers? And of course they have, by scanning the QR code, holding your phone up with the camera on, scanning the QR code, or clicking the link in the description and using the code GOLDBRIDGE, you can get a massive 40% off at Boohoo Man, excluding certain sale items, of course. Thank you so much to Boohoo Man for supporting today's show, and now on with the stream. Make sure you check out Boohoo Man, some fantastic stuff to wear. Obviously, I'm wearing one of their tracksuit tops right here, right now. But let's get on with the show because, hi Mark, just my opinion, but if you want a defensive midfielder, how will Donny play with Bruno and maybe Eriksen because he thinks Ten Hag is my chance, says Nathan Allen. Interesting point. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Lloyd, welcome to the Members Club. We've got some big news about the Members Club, actually. I'm quite excited about it, but remind me that later. I want to get into the story. So, let's put it up on the screen because that's the best place to read it, I suppose. And this is coming from Alex Crook, TalkSport. I told you, just because I'm doing stuff with TalkSport, that's not why TalkSport have got good about transfers. I mean, I don't believe in coincidence, and they have got good at transfers this summer, and I have been going on the show, but it is coincidence. They have been good this summer. Manchester United are preparing a 40 million bid for Lisandro Martinez. This is from Alex Crook, who is on TalkSport as a journalist talking about transfers. So Manchester United preparing a £40 million bid for Lisandro Martinez. This is really interesting because Arsenal have apparently already put in 2 bids. I think they went, there are add-ons attached, but I think they went 26, 34, and United have gone in at 40. I think Ten Hag will use Ethan Galbraith. I don't, Tafa. Stone Thames, I don't want to be blunt, but I really don't think he'll use him. Stone Thames, thank you very much. Welcome to Members Club. And what do you think about, I don't know who you're on about there, JFND, and I am actually trying to talk about something. So chucking random names at me when I'm talking about a very exciting transfer. Maybe wait a few minutes and we can talk about it later of the show. Otherwise, I have to try and remember it, which I'm rubbish at. I'm like goldfish when it comes to remembering things. So, Lisandro Martinez, Manchester United, Arsenal. I feel like I'm a boxing promoter. This is proper. Like I don't know whether to be excited or worried, but this is absolutely genuine. I was speaking to someone half an hour ago and they said to me, This is bigger than it's been hyped up to be. Arsenal desperately want Lisandro Martinez, and they've played their hand. They did it with Rafinha. They spent a week on Rafinha. They played their hand. Everyone thought they were going to get them, and Chelsea swooped in. They've done it with Lisandro Martinez. They've played their hand. They've put bids in, and United are swooping in to hijack again. And Arsenal could end up in a situation where a week ago they thought they were going to get two, Rafinha and Lisandro Martinez. They could end up with neither. Now, of course, Arsenal will go and find other players, but no one wants to be going for plan B or C. You want to go for plan A. And Arsenal really rigorously are fighting to get this Lisandro Martinez deal done. It's good for us because if we want Lisandro Martinez, we've got to go for Lisandro Martinez, and we've got to go for him now because Ajax are quite relaxed. Now, the fee that Ajax apparently want is around 45 million. Just do add-ons. But I mean, I actually think Arsenal's bids are correct. I think 26 million with add-ons or 34 million with add-ons. I think that's his price. The problem is you've got a bidding war. The problem is Ajax don't really want to sell. So the problem is you end up paying more. And basically it's a bit like Perisic a few years ago with Mourinho and United. They wanted 45. We didn't think he was worth it. We only wanted to pay 40 and we walked away. United have negotiated a reasonable deal with Malacia and a reasonable deal with Jong, but we can't be held to ransom by Ajax. I think we'll go in at 40 million and see what happens. Even Whelan, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. And Keena, thank you very much for the super chat. And David Bowen, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. My feeling is, and you know, it's difficult. It's difficult to go and find out what Lisandro Martinez wants because I honestly haven't got his agent's number or anybody who's close to him's number. So you sort of speak to people who are in the industry and then you make a little bit of assumptions yourself. I think it's very clear that if I was a guessing man, I would say Lisandro Martinez wants to come to Manchester United. It's not breaking news for me to say Lisandro Martinez would prefer to come to Manchester United. With all due respect to Arsenal, Manchester United are a bigger club. I've got nothing against Arsenal on this. If they win this transfer battle, respect. But Man United's a bigger club. Especially in the Netherlands, Man United's a bigger club. Also, if you don't like that argument, Slow Sports News. Lisandro Martinez wants to join Manchester United because he plays for Ajax and his manager has gone to Manchester United. That's quite a big pull as well. So I think if you know, there's always a big if United genuinely are bidding £40 million for Lisandro Martinez and Ajax accept that, I think he'll end up coming to Manchester United. Mark, should we have any concerns with the De Jong deal, says Ben? Well, look, we learnt a lesson yesterday, Ben. Arsenal were so close. Closer than close. Closer than you ever can imagine. They're close. I said close. Closer, yeah. They were close. They were close. Very, very close with Rafinha. I fully expected them to get him from what I was told last week, and they didn't. So, you know, there can be late winners. But I do think we'll get Torres. Sorry, not Torres, De Jong. We can't spend that long on him. So, are we out on Pau Torres, says Ben. He was the star player and a Champions League semi-finalist and a Spain first teamer who replaces Maguire, which is necessary. I wouldn't mind, Ben, going for Pau Torres. I don't know why it's gone quiet on Pau Torres. I really wouldn't mind going for Pau Torres, but it has gone quiet on Pau Torres. Now, we had Fabrizio on the show on Monday, and he said, look, I think that'll come back. But United seem to be acting quickly because of Arsenal. I kind of like our new tactic of swooping in once all the groundwork has been done by the clubs and bidding a bit above, says Aram. I think that's coincidental, Aram. I really don't think Manchester United, after 9 years of crap transfers, have suddenly solved all their problems. I really don't subscribe to the hype that we are tactically swooping in on deals late. I don't. I think it's just coincidence. Mike, why do you always get attacked when you're not in the studio? Fruitman on the beach, the geese and ducks, and now a cat love it, says Ben. It's because I'm just generally disliked by people and animals. Hello, Mark. That's why I won't go in a... You know, people say to me, why don't you go in a shark cage? And the reality is, because I will get eaten. Like, look at what happens with pineapple, cats and geese. I'm definitely going to get eaten. So yeah, I don't bother with any of that. But look, I do just want to say that I just want to get through these super chats, and then there's a very good point I just wanted to make, and I've just lost my way. Hello Mark, hope you're doing well. I'm not so convinced with Martinez, but I trust Ten Hag, says Ban. I agree with you on that one. Hi Mark, are we seeing Ten Hag's pull on players, says Mikael Roach? Well, yes, I think with Malacia and with Lisandro Martinez and Anthony. Of course we are. And there's nothing wrong with playing on that. Hi Mark, I know Haller has gone to Dortmund, but would have taken him as a backup to Ronaldo, says King Callum. Yeah, but look, I just want to just mention this about Pau Torres. I probably don't know where I would stand if I had to choose between Pau Torres and on Manchester United. But let me just message him. I've just had a message from here. So Ricardo, welcome to the members club. I like Pau Torres. I think Pau Torres would go. I've checked the DM, everyone. I like Pau Torres. He's not put anything in the DM. I've checked the DM. There's nothing there. He just says you might want to mention this in the show, and then he's not told me what it is. So I've messaged him to say, what is it? Darren Fletcher is recommending Nathan Collins from Burnley. Could be a good player. I tell you what, if we buy Nathan Collins from Burnley on Darren Fletcher's recommendation, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not having that. You know, we're not having Nathan Collins. I'm fed up of people talking about Nathan Collins. He is not the standard of what we need. Can he play a high line, passing, possession-based football game covering the flanks? No, he's 6'4". It would take him a week to get over to the left-back position. He's not a bad centre-back, but he's not what we're looking for in a Ten Hag system. How can you go from 5'9" Lisandro Martinez, who's mobile, can cover the flanks, can play a high line, can pass the ball, to fight 6'4" Nathan Collins from Burnley? The contrast is ridiculous. Any news on us making a move for Tielemans, says Stefan? No, hopefully that will develop. Boy, thank you very much for joining the members club. I have checked my DMs, Nick. I'm waiting for him to reply to me. Until he does, let me carry on with what we're talking about Lisandro Martinez. I would like Pau Torres at Manchester United. I think he walks straight into that team and plays with Varane as our centre-back pairing. The reason Ten Hag would prefer Timber or Martinez is because of how he wants to play. And United fans, we need to realise we're going to play like Ajax did last year. You can't start saying things like Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof are going to play like Timber and Martinez. We're going to play a high line. We're going to use centre-backs that cover the flanks and let the full-backs go forward. Mobile centre-backs. High line centre-backs. Can Pau Torres do that with Varane as much as a Timber or a Lisandro Martinez can do that? Probably not. This is why we're going for Lisandro Martinez over Pau Torres, and I get it. It's about a style. It's a style thing. That's what it's all about. I still, what I will agree with people on though is, as much as I like Lisandro Martinez and as much as I think we'll win against Arsenal, I do wish we'd got Timber because that's who he wanted. And look, maybe there is some... the way this transfer window's gone, we've had Rafinha stolen by Chelsea. We've had Man United swoop in for Malacia, swoop in for Lisandro Martinez. Would it be beyond the realms of possibility for Timber, who's not signed a new contract with Ajax yet, to suddenly change his mind and come to United? Who knows? If I'm Tim... Nobody has said this. If I'm Yuri and Timber... I'm thinking about going to Manchester United back in May. I'm happy with it. My agents are talking to United about it. I go on tour. I go on international duty. I get my head turned about World Cup spots. I come back. I think I'm staying at Ajax. Then I see my centre-back partner making the move I was going to make. Maybe there is still something that can be done there. If Ten Hag starts Maguire and Shaw next season, then we are going to stay in the Europa League, says Abhishek. Any chance of a head-to-head video coming soon with Malacia versus United crop? Yes, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. He's even done a super chat for it. So, if you are a member, a lot of our videos for our members, which is exclusive extra content as a thank you. We do loads of content on the channel. You don't miss out on anything if you don't want to be a member. But what we do as extra content is head-to-heads, where I deep dive into lots of different areas like passing stats, forward passes, tackles, defensive actions, loads of stuff. So over the next couple of days, we've got Lisandro Martinez one where we compare him to our centre-backs and Timber. And we've also got a Malacia one where I'm going to compare him to Telles, Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw. So those are both coming out in the next sort of 24 hours. So if you are a member, watch out for those. If you want to be a member, click the join button, get involved. I'm really excited to do those. Thank you, Stephen, for reminding me. Good to see you in a better mood. Was in a horrible one this morning from one of your long-time subs. Remember who gave you a platform? I wasn't in a bad mood this morning. What are you talking about? Remember who gave you a platform? I know, Jay, I know who gave me a platform. I don't believe in this your audience puts you there. I believe in my talent. So I'm not one of those people who believes in that. If it wasn't for you lot, I wouldn't be here. I don't believe in that shit. I believe in my talent. That is a joke. It's a line from Alan Partridge, by the way. Of course, I'm very grateful of our audience, but it's our audience. It's our community. I remember doing 8 o'clock shows 7 years ago with 22 people watching. The journey this community has made has been massive. And if I came across as moody this morning, I'm sorry, but I actually wasn't in a mood this morning. So I don't know what Jay's on about there. I was a bit stressed last night when I was attacked by a cat, but I wasn't in a bad mood last night. Right. Okay, so apparently we're going to get an update from Alex Crook. MUFC MPB has just told me there's an update coming from Alex Crook, but I'll tell you that as it comes out. But yeah. So look, Manchester United are locked into a really intense transfer battle with Arsenal at the moment. This, to me, is the biggest transfer battle of the Premier League transfer window so far. Arsenal got blindsided by Chelsea with Rafinha. They know we're in for Lisandro Martinez. I said this last night. When Chelsea beat Arsenal to Rafinha last night, and I know that's not official yet, there's talk of Barcelona, but Arsenal are out of the race. I knew Arsenal were going to react. They can't lose two true transfers in a row. So I think this is really interesting. But I would be stunned if United don't win this race, because we've got a good relationship with Ajax. Lisandro Martinez loves Erik ten Hag. That should be enough to stop him going to Arsenal. But stranger things have happened in football. And are Manchester United genuinely going to go in a bidding war with Arsenal? So we'll see. I'm interested. I think the great thing for me, and I'm probably speaking for many of you as well, is that because there are competition for players that we want, and because Ten Hag's summer is so pressure for United, when he says I want Malacia, Man United have sort of got to swoop in and do it. When he says I want Lisandro Martinez, United are on trial this summer. We said this a few weeks ago. I'm not talking about Ten Hag. Ten Hag's in a great position. The club know we love Ten Hag. The club know we're going to blame them, not Ten Hag, if there's a bad transfer window. So Arnold, Murta and co, they're on trial. So Ten Hag says I want that. They've got to go and get it, really. So I'm intrigued. I still really hope we get Timber, but you know what? Timber Martinez. There's not. We'll do the head-to-head video tomorrow, but the Timber Martinez, they're both really similar. When Timber and Martinez play together, they're very similar. They complement each other well. One's right-footed, one's left-footed. They're both, I think Martinez is 5'9" and Timber's 5'10". They're both brilliant at covering the flanks, which is massive in a Ten Hag system. They're both really mobile. They're both very good on the ball. You're almost splitting hairs to say who's better, but of course Timber's a lot younger, and I think he's got more gears to go through. But if you can't get Timber, you can't get Timber. You know what I would like to see happen? If we do get Lisandro Martinez, we go back for Timber next summer and get him, because Varane and Maguire are going to be 30 next year. But can you play with a 5'10" and a 5'9" centre-back in the Premier League? Probably not. Are we selling any centre-backs because we have loads? Yes, Ross, we will sell some. Welcome to the Members Club, Danny Boy. The pipes are calling. Michael Grobler, welcome to the Members Clubs as well. Is there any news on the Anthony deal with Manchester United? Creven, you're a legend. There is. I will tell you about that. Mark, can you explain why the club are so reluctant on signing a defensive midfielder? We're going to talk about that as well, Rash. It's almost like you were in sync these days. Liam Goodwin, welcome to the Members Club. Save Soil says, Mark, did you notice there is no Darren Fletcher in the training ground? Only Erik ten Hag. Well, good. Darren Fletcher needs to go and do his job, which is technical director. He's not a coach. Day one, I saw United stand 13k followers. Today, 360k. Mark, we are a community with free speech, not because we audience. It's Man United and then your talent that makes us want to listen to you, says Sparsh. Mate, we work because we're a community. No bullshit. We work because we're a community. That's what it's all about. Okay, so I'm still sort of waiting on a bit of an update here, but I will give you an update on Anthony, and we will talk about this midfield issue as well. Effectively, I can't believe MUFC MPB. Fair play to me. So he's actually tweeted, everyone watching Mark Goldbridge's show, tell him in the live chat to DM me. He's brilliant because he messages journalists saying, can you reply to me? He's now just done live on this stream. But the update I know what the update's meant to be about. I just don't know the detail of it, so we'll bring it when we're live. But I can give you an update on Anthony. Good update on Anthony, actually. The Frenkie de Jong thing I'm not worried about, by the way. A lot of people are getting concerned about Frenkie de Jong. Rich Fay from... I think I might be able to put it up on screen for you, actually. Rich Fay from the Manchester Evening News actually said this today. So let me just show you what he said. I think it was on That's Football. Do give That's Football TV a follow. It's our Twitter account for our other channel. Frenkie de Jong and Tyrell Malasia's moves to Manchester United are now subject to medicals. So that's where we are in relation to that. He also went on to say that Manchester United's Malacia signing could force Alvaro Fernandez to look elsewhere for football next season with a loan, which is probably a good idea if you've got Malacia and Shaw. We expect Tellez and Brandon Williams to be sold, which should bring in anywhere upwards of 20-30 million. Do you think United will sign a backup goalkeeper? Yes, Ivan, I think we'll get a goalkeeper in. I can't wait for the Premier League to be back seriously. Ten Hag to be a good watch, and Newcastle and Haaland, old boy, can't wait, says Nathan Allen. David Waters, welcome to the Members Club. And so let me talk to you about Anthony, because people are getting stressed in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. United Stand community, we're going to be live all summer, all times. It's going to be really interesting. It's been a really interesting week already. Everyone's very excited. We're going to talk about the transfer, rating this transfer window in a minute. But Anthony is definitely a high priority target. When Erik ten Hag came into the club, does anyone else really struggle? Erik ten Hag, Frenkie de Jong, Donny van der Beek. It's all these Dutch names. I do struggle a little bit. But look, it's because they're three names, isn't it? Donny van der Beek, that's four there. Frenkie de Jong, 3. Erik ten Hag. Kuti, welcome to the Members Club. So, when Erik ten Hag came into the football club, Manchester United were told by Erik ten Hag that he wanted Darwin Núñez, Frenkie de Jong, Jurrien Timber, Anthony, Malacia, Dumfries, Eriksson. Those were the 7 players that he wanted. He knew he wasn't going to get all 7, but those were the 7 that he wanted. Darwin Núñez we didn't get. We don't know what's happening with Timber. We will get Frenkie de Jong. We will get Malacia. We probably won't get Dumfries unless we can shift some right backs. And Anthony is a high priority. Welcome to the Members Club, Ian. He's been a member for 5 months. And Alexander, welcome very much. So, Anthony is a high priority signing for Erik ten Hag. Now, European lad who is a Dutch, who is an Ajax fan, very good Twitter account. Shout out to him. Napoli signed a brilliant talent from Dinamo. He's 21, okay, with a wonder of a right foot. Jack Birtles. I don't know who you're talking about. I can't talk about players that I don't know what you're on about, because we do get people winding up as well. So, European lad has said that Anthony's injury means that he won't play against PSV in the Dutch Cup on July the 31st. Now, if that is true, Alex Crook tweet, okay, let's check this. If that is true, what does that mean for Manchester United signing him? What does that mean for him? And what does that mean for when Man United sign him? But so, okay, so let me just have a look at this. So MUFC MPB was telling me about this. I'll give him a bit of a shout out. And it's a tweet from Alex Crook. What are the details you have on Lisandro Martinez to Manchester United? Have United bid more than Arsenal, and does the player want United over Arsenal? And Alex Crook from TalkSport, give TalkSport a shout out. Can I just say as well, on Sunday night, I've given you too much information, really big transfer related TalkSport Goldbridge thing happening on the weekend. I'll give you more details. Very excited about it. And you'll start to see why I get so much information on transfers when that is announced as well. I'm told United are lining up, this is from Alex Crook, I'm told United are lining up a 40 million bid, which eclipses rival offers. They have been tracking Arsenal's interest all the way. The player wants to play in the Premier League, and his relationship with Ten Hag massively in United's favour. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, look, thanks to Alex Crook for that update, and obviously MUFC MPB for telling us that was going to happen. Big shout out to those two. But you know what? Adam Moore, welcome to the Members Club. You know what? Kind of smart by United, says IQ. If they went in early and first with these players, they would most probably be paying 10 to 20 million on top of the price. I disagree, IQ. I really know. I know I know there's a need to try and believe that Manchester United's transfer team are competent, but trust me, that's not the case. I'm not saying they're terrible, but they've not gone from awful to elite in the space of 2 weeks. Malaysia was opportunity because we got the De Jong fee down, so we've moved into Malaysia. And Lisandro Martinez is opportunity as well because Arsenal are trying to get a player that we weren't really going for because of Timber, and now we are thinking of going for. So we're not going to be able to... What I'm trying to say is we can't do this all the time. We can do it with this, but we can't do it with Anthony. So, but it's very interesting to go back to that update from Alex Crook, because he had said a couple of hours ago, and this is what we went live about, isn't it? Man United bid. And so this is all Alex Crook information, and we've got some more while we're live. I don't know what I've just put up on the screen there. Let's have a look. Let me just get rid of that. Manchester United. So the point of this show was that Alex Crook of TalkSport had said that Manchester United were lining up a 40 million bid. We spoke about that at the start of the video. It's interesting that he's added a little bit more to that in his response on Twitter to MUFC MPB, where he said that his information is that United are lining up a 40 million offer, which eclipses Arsenal's offer, which we believe is 34 million. But also, what I was saying a few minutes ago is this, you know, Arsenal fans can't back out of this. I feel bad for them in a way. They might still win the battle. They might win. Arsenal can't back out of this. They've played their hand publicly. The same as Rafinha. This is a proper transfer battle between Manchester United and Arsenal for a player Arsenal have bid for. You can't bid for a player and then go, oh, we didn't really want him anyway. They've shown their hand. They've bid for him. United are now expected to come in as well. There'll be a winner and there'll be a loser. But as Alex Crook has said, and I said it 20 minutes ago, if it is a battle between us and Arsenal, who do you think's going to win? Both of us are in the Europa League. Both of us are desperate to get back in the Champions League. Man United's a bigger club than Arsenal to the Dutch. But more importantly, forget all those things. Do you want to go and play for Mikel Arteta at Arsenal? Or do you want to go and play for the manager you've been playing with for the last few years, who's now at Manchester United? That's a massive pull, like Alex Crook says. And that is why I think Man United will win this transfer race if that's the race they're running. And if we're running that race, then Timber's obviously not... He's changed his mind, hasn't he? I mean, I hold out hope because I know that's the player that Erik Ten Hag wants, but I think United will win this race. I really do. Do I think 40 million's too much? Somebody said that. Liam Bento says, how do you feel about United being linked to Michael Edwards, the former sporting director and transfer guru at Liverpool? I don't think it will happen, Liam. My information on that is that that's not going to happen. So I don't really have a lot of thought on it. Do you think Dembele on a free could be an alternative to Anthony? We can't get Dembele. The Bow show, we can't get Dembele because he wants to play Champions League football. Due to Anthony's injury and the length of it, what left-footed attacker that can play off the right would you want, Mark? Says Lewis. I'm going to come back to that. And Andy Brennan, thank you very much for the super chat there. And Andy Brennan, yeah. Frenkie de Jong to PSG. Here we go. There's a lot of trolls out there today, isn't there? We've had Nathan Collins. We're now having chats about bloody Frenkie de Jong to PSG. I mean, I don't fancy this player, says Al Doctor 69. It's just a joke. The Frenkie de Jong thing is not genuine. Like, it's not genuine. My phone would be ringing if the Frenkie de Jong thing was genuine. And I'm not being arrogant about that, but my phone would be ringing if we were going to miss out on Frenkie de Jong. And my phone ain't ringing. So, it's not true. It's not true. Rojo comparisons are very lazy for Lisandro Martinez. But on Lisandro Martinez, somebody said, do you think £40 million is too much? Yes, I do. I actually think Arsenal's bid is right. But remember, Ajax have got the ump here. They've lost half their team. They don't want to lose anybody else. And effectively, you know, if you're running a shop and it's the end of the day and you've sold everything apart from a bottle of lemonade and you think, you know what, I've had a hard day, I'm taking that lemonade home and drinking it. And then someone walks in and says, I really want a bottle of lemonade. And you're like, well, I've made my money today. I don't want to sell this lemonade. So if you want it, you can pay over the price. That's what Ajax are like. They've got every right to do it. I'm not angry with Ajax for wanting a little bit more on top. But you know what? The difference between 34 million and 40 million, it's 6 million. As long as we don't pay 50 million for him, because that would be ridiculous, I think 40 million for Lisandro Martinez, it's a little bit over the top. But when you're operating at that fee, what's 6 million between friends, you know? So I'm not massively bothered about that. Does getting Martinez affect the Antony deal? Surely we can't take the manager and 2 of their better players, says Aram. Well, I want to go back to the Antony deal. Lisandro's 5'9". Won't he be too short as a defender for the Premier League, says Mihal. How many strikers are there in the Premier League, though, that are like Peter Crouch? Like, how many strikers are in the Premier League that are really good in the air these days? I mean, to be fair, Darwin Núñez, Erling Haaland, they're probably Harry Kane, but it's about intelligent defence, really. We're going to play a high line, so we're not going to do, under Solskjaer with Maguire, we play quite deep because we're not scared of the cross into the box because we're scared of the ball over the top. So we play deeper and we're not bothered about crosses into the box, even though we conceded bloody loads. I think if you play Lisandro Martinez, you play a higher line, and the only crosses that are really going to come into the box is when teams are on the counter, which when they're on the counter, there's space anyway, or corners and set pieces. Well, if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo and you've got Rafael Varane or Harry Maguire who's playing next to him, whoever, you've still got height in the team. I mean, he'll bloody pick McTominay. Frenkie de Jong's not small either, so we'd still have height. He'll pick bloody McTominay, won't he? Frenkie de Jong to Besiktas, here we go, says Fervent. Hi Mark, sorry, was meant to ask why isn't United or anyone in for Victor Osimhen? Andy, because Victor Osimhen cost Napoli 70 million quid. And he's done well, so they'd want 100 million. He's just, if he was available for 50, people would be in for him. But quite rightly, Napoli want ridiculous money. No one can afford him. Ryan, welcome to Members Club. But going back to Antony just very quickly, with regards to Antony, if he's not able to play for Ajax until the end of July, there's no point as buying him until the end of July. That's my observation. I know Erik ten Hag really wants him. He really wants to come to Manchester United. I still think that deal happens. I just don't think it happens quickly because he can't go on tour. He can't play. He's injured. So I think with him, it's a dangerous one because it might get put off a year because he's not ready now. But on the other hand, does he need to play the first game of the season? Ideally, yes, but maybe we can negotiate a bit with Ajax. He's not going to play for Ajax first game of the season either, is he? So, yeah, the injury was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I don't think it kills the deal, but I do think that it probably slows that deal down. We know how United work as well. United ain't going to spend 60 million on Antony and then pay his wages for a month or 6 weeks when he's injured. We won't do that deal until deep into July if we're going to do it now. Martinez versus Timber, Maguire and Varane after the Malacia Alliance. It's coming, Matthias. If you remember, I'm going to do those videos. I'm going to do Malacia comparing our fullbacks, and I'm also going to do Martinez, Timber, Maguire and Varane comparison video as well. It'll be on the members section in the next 24 hours. So if you are a member, thank you very much. If you want to join, do. You get your badges next to your name as well and exclusive content. Love your show, but the last chats I've paid for are not being read out. Love United standards as a disabled vet. It's expensive to send these questions, Mark says Stu. Stu, sorry, I try to read them all out. Some of them do slip. I've always said that through the years. I really appreciate the support, and we do try to read them out, but they do slip through sometimes, and I've always said there's no guarantee 100% that they will get read, but we do try and read them all out, so apologies for that, Stu. You could look at the Ajax really want to keep Timber, and they know if United go for Martinez, they get to keep Timber. Win-win, says Michael T. Yeah. I think Ajax are ready to do that deal. I just want to... I will probably get into this a little bit more on the 8 o'clock show, but I really do just want to... Oh, my phone's ringing. I've had a message. Got a message. De Jong is going to PSG. No, he's not really. Your car's ready for collection. No. Yes, rating the transfer window. I'll probably talk about it at 8 o'clock, but won't a short centre-back matter when we're playing City, Liverpool with a deeper line? Clearly Maguire, Varane are not going to work in those games, says Sid T. It's all very interesting, It's all very interesting. Will Frenkie de Jong work in the Premier League? It's a quicker league. Pogba didn't. Would Antony work in the Premier League? Will Martinez or Timber work in the Premier League? These are all questions that, to be honest with you, and I will be honest with you, CC, welcome to the Members Club. There are a lot of journalists who are pro Ten Hag but wanted Poch. And what I mean by that is they're ready. I think I reckon they've written these paragraphs and they've got them in their drafts. They're ready to go if it goes wrong. Hopefully it won't. They've got these paragraphs where they'll drop them in an article and put it out the minute we lose a bad game. The problem is, look at what happened with De Boer at Crystal Palace. The Eredivisie is not the Premier League. You can have all these. You can be a hipster manager, but in the Premier League, you'll get exposed if you're not a great coach. And trust me, there's a lot of journalists, there's a lot of ex-players, there's a lot of the media waiting to do that. I don't think there's many United fans waiting to do that. We really want to believe in Ten Hag, but any player could flop. Any manager can flop. But what you must do, if you get a manager in and you trust that manager, you must give them what they want. And, I'm a little bit concerned that we're not bringing a defensive midfielder in, considering I've watched United for the last however many years, and over the last three transfer windows in the summer, we should have bought one and we still haven't. Who's most likely to get a Here We Go first, says Danny. You know what? The exciting thing at the moment, I don't know. Alejandro, welcome to the Members Club. I don't know. I'd say a Here We Go is Fabrizio. So I would say Malacia, if I was guessing. I mean, I literally think we're today. Here we go, and it could be at any time. So yeah, I don't know who we will do first, but I'm very confident that that's incoming. There's all sorts of rumours about the new kit coming out tomorrow. I suppose you could get a new kit shipped out to a player, and then they could hold it up. Manchester United is very interested in Martinez, but has not yet made an official offer. Arsenal have improved their offer to €40 million plus 5, which is about 34 million. He's on vacation, he's happy, but he's seduced by going to the Premier League. So could take a little bit of time with that. I don't know whether we'd get Lisandro Martinez done by the weekend, but I certainly think it'll happen soon. Yeah, I do think it will happen very, very soon. In the next week anyway. But as far as Here We Go, probably Malacia. The trouble with the Frenkie de Jong deal, and I'm as bored with the Frenkie de Jong deal as you. Welcome to the Members Club, Diraj. Marin, Mark, is this a new transfer strategy for big clubs? No, it's not, Marin. It's just coincidence, unfortunately. Muzz, welcome to the Members Club. All these Dutch players possibly coming in. I'm excited to play great football. Dutch Chester United, says Edwin. The problem with the de Jong deal, and the problem has always been this with the de Jong deal, is no one knows when it's going to happen. It's taken so long to get to this point. But the truth of the matter with the de Jong deal is this. People don't want to listen to it. They want to think we've been negotiating for 2 months. We haven't been negotiating for 2 months. We've been waiting for 2 months. This is about when Barcelona want to do this deal. Frenkie de Jong would love it if Barcelona just suddenly said, we don't want to sell you anymore. He'd stay. This is about when Barcelona want to sell. And yes, looks like we've got the deal done. Yes, looks like it's just waiting on a medical. But Barcelona have not given the green light for this deal to happen yet. A lot of people think it's going to happen before tomorrow because it's June the 30th. But to be honest, nobody knows. I know people on Monday who said that de Jong will be announced in the next 48 hours. Full of shit. Call them out. What are you talking about next 48 hours? You guessed and you're wrong. I wouldn't guess. I wouldn't say anything about when it was going to happen. I thought it would happen this week, but I'm not going to say it's going to happen in the next 48 hours or in the next 24 hours. Because it's just guesswork, and guesses get found out eventually. The reality is, with de Jong, I fully expect it to happen by Friday, but it wouldn't surprise me if Barcelona kept it going into next week. That deal is basically done. People talk about personal terms. People talk about add-ons. These things can be done like that. We're waiting on Barcelona being ready, and it could be because they're doing their financial levers. It could be because they're sorting out Lewandowski. What I will tell you is those wages are not 250 grand a week if you're interested. They're 300 grand or more. Muzz, thank you very much. So is Timber to United completely dead in the water, says Scorpion. Look, it looks like Timber to Manchester United is over. But having said that, there's no guarantee. Anything can happen in this transfer window. He was the priority signing for Manchester United. And Erik ten Hag. So we'll see. There is talk of Gerard Romero having some news. He's describing it as a bomb, but he needs to verify it first. Gerard Romero is the guy who broke the story about De Jong 2 months ago. Calm down. Calm your tits. He could be talking about Rafinha to Barcelona. Like, this transfer window is crazy. And what you've got to do with this transfer window is take a deep breath. Because you can't have situations where Arsenal are signing Rafinha and Chelsea jump in, or Arsenal are signing Lisandro Martinez and we jump in and we all go, yeah, and then we lose out on another deal. Like, anything can happen in this transfer window. That's why nobody's saying 100% this, 100% that, because anything can happen in this transfer window. It's a crazy transfer window. Yeah. If you had to theorise why United haven't bought other players while De Jong is currently pending, what would your theory be, says Malibu? Restricted budget. Yeah, I think the only reason is restricted budget. Too many people have slagged Ten Hag off for buying Dutch players. He went from one job straight to the next, has to rely on who he knows right now. Geraldo, I applaud you, sir. I applaud you. Ten Hag took the Man United job a few weeks ago. The players that United suggested, he didn't want. He's therefore had a very, very small amount of time to tell them the players that he wants. It's no surprise to me that he's gone for players he knows. Next summer, I think you'll see a different transfer window for Ten Hag where he can send out his scouts properly and do proper work. Anyway, look, we could talk and talk and talk. Saeed, welcome to the Members Club. We are back at 8 o'clock. We may well be back before. Please subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. Smash a like on the video. We're very close to 365,000 subscribers. Lots going on the channel. We've got our members videos, of course. They'll be coming up tomorrow as well. As soon as anything happens, we'll go live. I am intending to finish my Manchester United FIFA career mode today on Twitch as well. Even if you're not interested, support me, because I could be winning the league, which I haven't done before. So I'll be on Twitch in about 20 minutes. Thanks for watching. Who knows when we'll be back live on here. Could be 4 o'clock, could be before that. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.